Hi Eagles, just want to talk over our hitting fundamental spreadsheet that Coach Winnick distributed to you the other day. And so there's a few topics I want to discuss today in this short 10-minute video. The 4 qualities of the swing, the 4 parts of the swing or aspects of the swing that we think are most critical. The 12 phases of the swing and what their letter codes are in RVP Pro. And then what planes we operate in, what 2 planes we operate in during our swing. And then finally, what aspects of the swing generate power. Okay, so I'd like to start out by talking about the 4 qualities of the swing. The first one is force. And force means we want to hit the ball as hard as we can to make it a tough play on the defense. Simple as that. Efficiency discusses, just going to point out the power position right here, and this is as you're striding and your toe touches, and as you're striding, your back elbow goes backward and your hands move a little bit backward. That is your power position. And so from that point forward to the point of contact with the ball is where we need to see efficiency. Okay, so we want to get it as quickly as we can from the power position to contact. All right, so that's efficiency. Big zone. Big zone refers to having the barrel of your bat get on the plane of the pitch quickly and early, and then stay on the plane of the pitch for a long distance. So this helps us because the pitcher is trying to disrupt our timing. If our timing's a little bit off, if the barrel of the bat stays in that plane of the pitch for a long distance, even though we might be a little off with timing, we can still hit the ball hard when the ball hits the barrel of the bat. Okay, so that's big zone. And then finally, rhythm. A couple things we're looking for with the rhythm. We're looking for a continuous rhythm where the hands and the bat are always moving in the swing. And then we want them to be have a slow to quick rhythm. So we're kind of slow going backwards with our hands and then quick through the zone. But we want it to be continuous. Okay, so we don't want to do have our hands go back as we're striding and then be so early that we have to stop our motion entirely and then start up again. Okay, so we need to work on our timing when we're in the hole and on deck. Watch the pitcher. Get to a point where you can be continuous with your rhythm. Okay, then so those are the 4 aspects of the swing that we think are important, or the 4 qualities of the swing. Now I'd like to talk about the 12 phases. So the first phase is the stance. So designated by the letter S in RVP Pro. And so we're looking for a good 2-eyed look at the pitcher, knees between our feet, and a nice center balance point, head between our feet. Okay, that negative move is NM on RVP Pro, and that's when we just shift our weight rearward a little bit, kind of on the inside of our back leg. Okay, and then our center of gravity kind of shifts rearward a little bit from the center point. So you can see it's a little closer to the back foot than the front. Then we stride forward. That's our positive move towards the pitcher, to toe touch. And when our toe touches and hits the ground, we should be in a good power position, which includes, again, knees between the feet. And then we want separation between the elbow and the hip. Okay. Then we have heel plant, which is HP in RVP Pro. So as soon as our front heel plants, we're moving in a rotational plane, and our elbow will be driving down towards the hip. Okay, it's really important that we reach a good connection point, that is CN on RVP Pro, and that's when your hands, elbow, and hip are in line. Okay, and you can see that the bat is at a 45-degree angle at that point. All right. So a good connection point will allow us to have our hands be inside the path of the ball and will provide us the opportunity to keep the barrel of the bat on the plane of the pitch and hit the ball hard. Okay, bat leg. As we continue our swing, our hands lead our bat, and notice that the bat now is facing straight back towards the catcher. We've got a bend to the front arm or front elbow. All right. And separation between our elbows. They're not real close together. So, and bat leg is BL on Right View Pro. Contact is CT. And that is where, scroll this up, that is where we're making contact with the ball. Notice we have stacking. We have our hands over, our elbow over our hands over the barrel of the bat. And notice the distance between the elbows here. We want to have a big distance between there. We don't want to have our arms straight and elbows together like this. That's not a very powerful position to hit from. We also have a palm up, palm down relationship with our hands on the bat at the point of contact. So it's a falsity that you should roll the hands at contact or roll the wrists. The wrists roll long after contact. So hitting with palm up, palm down relationship will give you power in your swing. Then finally, as we go on, next phase is extension, EX. That's when we're extending the bat out towards the pitcher. And we also have a vertical line here between our shoulder, hips, and knee. Okay, and notice that the back heel comes upward. So for many, many years, people were taught to squish the bug and have their heel move kind of horizontally on the ground, but too much weight is stored in your back foot to be able to do that. We want to get up and roll over that instep onto the kind of the top of our toes, just the way she is in this picture. And then finally, the last 4 phases are all finishes. Everyone finishes differently. A finish shouldn't be forced where it affects the swing phases before it. So it's just an after effect of how you naturally swing the bat, and that's the way I want you to think about it. Okay, so those are the 12 phases of the swing that are in Right View Pro, that once you get working on there, you'll learn those very well. So I want to talk about the 2 planes of the pitch. So we are operating in 2 planes, a linear plane and a rotational plane. So notice that we're in our stance, and our negative move is straight back towards the catcher, and then our positive move is straight towards the pitcher. So these first 3 phases of the swing are the linear preparation phase of the swing. So we're moving linearly. Then once our heel plants after our stride, then that starts our rotational swing phase, all the way down through, all the way to the end of the finish. And so those are the 2 planes that we're operating in, or the 2 movements that we do, linear and rotational. Finally, I'd like to just discuss what parts of the swing lead to power. And so there are several different things that lead to power. This negative move, storing your weight on the inside of your back leg. As the pitcher starts moving toward you, you lean back towards the catcher and just get a little bit of weight and kind of coil up. Okay, and store your power and get ready to unleash it. Okay, then your positive move will be an aggressive stride towards the pitcher. All right, and then what else generates power at this power position is not only your stride, but the fact that your hands have moved rearward or independent of your stride. So while your stride is moving forward, your hands and elbow are moving backward, and that separation between your elbow and your hip will allow you to generate a lot of power. Okay, now when your heel plants and your weight is shifting forward And the efficiency of your hands will also create power, because it'll allow the barrel of your bat to be on a big zone and allow you to hit with the meat part of the bat more regularly and more consistently. So that also leads to power. And then the last thing I want to mention that generates power is your position at contact. So this position I mentioned earlier is a very powerful position where your elbows are apart and your elbow is above your hands, which is above the barrel of the bat. And your palms are up and down. Okay, you have a palm up and a palm down, and that's going to lead you to hitting the ball with power. Okay, that is the end of the discussion. Looks like I finished that in about 11 minutes. Please watch this before practice tonight. Thank you.